Hello. Today we're going to be talking about things that you need to know before moving to Pompano Beach. In this video, we're going to tell you all the things that you need to know before you move to Pompano Beach.
And if you're living here already, then hopefully some of the things you'll hear will be something new and something interesting so that you can add to what your knowledge is. So come on along and enjoy the ride. Hi, I'm Kev.
And I'm Suzanne.
And this is Living in Fort Lauderdale with Kev and Suze. We're local realtors and we love helping folks out. So if this is your first time to our channel, welcome. If you've been to our channel before, then welcome back. So hopefully you'll find something interesting, and we'd appreciate if you would let us know what you think and consider subscribing to our channel.
Today it looks like it's going to be a busy day on the water.
Right now we're standing outside Exchange Club Park up here in Pompano Beach, and it's right on the Intercoastal Waterway. And as you can see and hear from some of the folks behind us, it's an active Sunday afternoon. So if you're thinking about moving to Pompano Beach, or even if you already live here, I'm going to tell you some things that you need to know, some things that you probably wanted to know before you made the decision to move. It's all, some good things, some not so great things, just things that you need to know. We believe in making sure that everybody understands and knows what's going on before they make a decision to move. So we're standing out here out in front of the Cultural Center at Pompano Beach, right across the street from City Hall. One of the first things we're going to talk about is if you're going to move down here, or even if you live down here, okay, is if you're going to make any type of renovations or any type of updates or upgrades to your home, okay, then you want to know about the building permit process. Being from Northeast Georgia, the only real permits we knew about were fishing permits, hunting permits, and if you had a kid under 16, a learner's permit. Coming down here was a whole new education process for us and for a lot of folks. So we actually know some folks that bought a condo down here a number of years ago, and they wanted to make some updates to it. So they went ahead and made the changes and everything else, only to come and find out that they needed a permit to do all the changes. They started the whole process in 2019. Now here we are at the end of 2021, and they're still trying to go all the permits signed off, everything taken care of. Understand everything about COVID and everything else. So it's not a criticism of anything, of anybody. It's just make sure it's one of these things where forewarned is forearmed, and forearmed, make sure that you can get things done and taken care of quickly. I actually decided to come hang out at Exchange Club Park, which is one of our favorite parks, for a couple of reasons. Number one is this is very quiet and very calm and very serene. Second thing is if you look behind me, you can see it's on the Intercoastal Waterway, which is also very, very nice for this area to kind of hang out and kind of see what's going on. So basically, if you're coming down to Pompano Beach or basically anywhere in South Florida, there's not a change of season. So if you're looking for a fall, a winter, a spring, and a summer, well, you're not going to get much of a winter, and you're not going to get much of a fall. You get a little bit of a spring, and you get a whole lot of summer, which is, in the winter time, everywhere else in the States, it's great. Anywhere else in the world, it's great. You're out walking around in bare feet, you're walking around with shorts on and stuff like that. But again, you're not going to get a change of seasons. One of the other things in conjunction with that is in the summertime here, it is hot and it is humid. So again, the humidity are not part of your repertoire or not part of what are the things you're looking for. You definitely need to rethink coming down here to Pompano Beach. The other thing is that there's bugs. There's a lot of them, and some of them are big. People have heard about the June bugs. They don't really do anything to you. They're just big, and they come flying into you, and they're kind of like a drone that's on autopilot. And sometimes it bumps into stuff, sometimes it doesn't, but you get the bugs. You also get mosquitoes in the summertime. Some of them are pretty good sized mosquitoes too. Bugs are something that you need to be worried about. Folks ask us all the time, so tell us what's going on with hurricanes and flooding. Well, basically, hurricanes are part of life down here. Anywhere between the months of June and the end of November, basically, is our hurricane season. We've been fortunate that we haven't had a whole lot of hurricanes come through recently, but it is something you need to be aware of. And when you make your decision on where you want to live, whether you want to live in a single family home, whether you want to live in a townhouse or a condominium, that's one of the things that you want to consider. The other thing about flooding is you want to make sure that wherever you're moving to, whatever you're looking at, okay, is above the flood zone. If it's not, then you're going to have to look at additional costs for flood insurance. And in some cases, like if you live down in Fort Lauderdale, down off of Las Olas, and they have what is known as a king tide, then basically sometimes your house will flood. The other thing is that there's a lot of diversity and a lot of mixture down here. So if that's not what you're looking for, okay, then that's something you want to take into consideration. I mean, Florida, by virtue of how it was initially settled, it is very, very diverse. But being down here in South Florida, which is kind of a melting pot and a mixing bowl from Central America, South America, Europe, the United States, Canada, all over the place. Again, if diversity is not something that you embrace or not something you want to be part of, you really need to kind of consider that. We love it down here. We get to experience a number of different cultures. There are times we've gone to some incredible festivals, like an Italian festival and a Greek festival, gone out to some wonderful Hispanic festivals. It's just terrific. Just a very, very diverse group of people down here. And if you're into that and it works for you like it does for us, that's terrific, and you're going to enjoy yourself, okay? The other thing you might want to consider is basically how much does it cost? You know, everything is more expensive down here, and in some cases that's the case. In other cases it's not necessarily the case. It really depends upon where you are. Pompano Beach is far less expensive than some of its neighbors like Fort Lauderdale, Boca, and Miami, but there are areas of Pompano Beach which you know, taxes will be a little bit higher. Property values are up there. When you start getting up into the million plus property value, you're going to be paying higher taxes. You're going to be paying a lot more. So you just need to kind of keep that in mind. Now, as we have said in previous videos, and as most folks know, Florida has no state income tax. That makes things a little bit more palatable when you come down here. If you're working, if you're going to be employed when you're coming down here, you will certainly not have to pay any state income tax. However, we've noticed that the state sales tax and the county sales tax and the local sales taxes have been a little bit higher, okay? But again, you know, it's not something that's insurmountable. It's something you need to be aware of. Pompano Beach, okay, much like the rest of South Florida, okay, is flat. If you're looking for hills, you're looking for mountains, you're looking to do mountain biking and stuff like that, then basically you need to keep looking. The topography down here, it's flat, okay, but if you're out for a run and everything else, it's very enjoyable and it's very, very nice, and we actually enjoy it. We can ride our bikes, go out, go for a walk, and we're never more than maybe 10 or 12 feet above sea level, and we're always close to the water, so we kind of like it. If you're not sure if you want to buy and rental, right now in South Florida, and Pompano Beach is no different, the rental market is very, very hot. It's very, very difficult to find rentals down here, let alone reasonably priced rentals. And it's just very, very difficult. It's something you want to consider before you make your move and make your jump to come down here, okay? If you're going to rent before you're going to buy, which many, many folks do, you want to make sure and do your homework and reach out and contact your local realtor or contact somebody you know. Don't just take the words of things that are online like Redfin and Zillow and Realtor.com. That information in there is old, and in some cases it's completely out of date. So you need to kind of understand that, and you need to kind of be good with all that. Some of the other things we talked about is basically traffic, okay? Traffic is always a concern, a consideration here in South Florida, and it primarily because we have two different seasons. Most folks have 4 seasons, spring, summer, winter, and fall. We have 2 seasons, high season and low season. The difference being high season is when everybody else from the Northeast and the North comes down here to escape the cold weather, and they come down here to enjoy our nice warm weather. And we have the low season, which is when everybody who came down from the North and from other parts of the country have gone back to where they call home, and basically population has gone down, traffic gets a little bit easier, things get a little bit more laid back, okay? But still, again, we have those 2 seasons, high season and low season. So during high season, traffic is a consideration. It's going to take you 2 to 3 times as long to go the same distance on a Friday afternoon as it does on a Sunday morning. Okay, you just need to be cognizant and be aware of that. You know, as we're sitting here at Exchange Club Park, Suzanne was out wandering around, kind of taking some additional pictures of things. So one of the things that came up, basically, that something we need to be aware of. There are very, very restrictions on where you can grill and where you can bring alcoholic beverages. The local Parks Authority folks have told the folks that came in here that basically it's a $100 fine if you don't grill where you're supposed to grill, and if you bring alcoholic beverages into an area that is alcoholic beverages are not allowed.
Well, there's certain areas that is allowed. You just have to check with the Park and Recreation. We know for in fact there is areas up near Pompano Beach, near the city center. We're here at Exchange Park, and the Park and Registration just came out and told the family that they are not allowed to grill because they bought a portable grill and they were about ready to have a party, and there's absolutely no alcohol. And she informed them that it was a straight up $100 fine. So before you go to look to have a party or grill, I would check each facility to make sure that that's permissible at that particular park.
hopefully that doesn't shed a negative light on all the parks. Pompano Beach has some wonderful parks around here and some beautiful parks, much like the one we're at now. You can go down to the big Pompano Beach City Center Park. You can go to a lot of the other areas. But again, as Suzanne says, definitely check to see what's going on, something that you want to be aware of. For us coming down here from Northeast Georgia, we're not quite used to the amount of regulation and the amount of bureaucracy that you have to deal with when going through and trying to get things done. But I'll happily trade it off for not having to shovel 2.5 feet of partly cloudy off my driveway in January and February and not have to worry about whether or not the thermometer is going to come up above freezing from the middle of December going out towards the to the end of March. So for me, happy trade-off.
Well, this is true. Here, parking is free, so you save a couple of bucks as opposed to going down to the city center at Pompano Beach near the pier, as you can pay up to $4 an hour. Depending on holidays and weekends, it could be more, which is spoken about in another video. So this one, the parking is free and you can't beat the intercoastal view.
Hopefully these are some of the things that you found interesting and some of the things you found that you'd like to know about Pompano Beach. We're down here, we love it, we enjoy it. Suzanne and I are both local realtors, and we love helping folks with any real estate issues or any real estate concerns that they may have. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you've enjoyed this video or found anything interesting, hopefully you'll reach up and you'll think about subscribing to us. And you give us a like and hit the bell so that every time we drop a video, you can be notified of what's going on and find out what's happening. So again, we enjoy it, and hopefully, again, you found something interesting on the video.